Why most businesses fail? I think why most businesses fail is because most people, they start the businesses for the wrong reason. They start the business because they want to get out of a job. They start a business because they want to make money, of course. Nothing wrong with that. They start a business because they think maybe there's an opportunity. They started for the wrong reason versus they see a need in the marketplace. There's a skill, there's expertise, there's some value they could bring to that particular industry. So think about it. It's like think of starting a business like flying a plane. And you can't just say, well, I'm passionate, I have a great idea, let me fly that plane. Well, have you fly a plane before? No. Do you know how to fly a plane? No. Do you know where you're going? No. What are the chances of you crashing? Very high. And that's why statistics shows 90% of small business fail in the first 5 years. That's why. People go into business for the wrong reason, and they go into business without the proper training, without the skills. You cannot just say, I'm going to fly a plane. Of course, that's dangerous. Of course, the failure rate is high. Of course, you're going to crash. But if you go in with the proper mindset and you get proper training, if you're going to fly a plane, well, learn how does this work? How do you read the dials? How do you read those financial statements? How do you work with people? How do you take off? How do you land safely? Like all these things you learn, all the business skill that you need learned. Once you develop that, then what happens is whatever skills that you've learned as a business person, it would get transferred to another industry. And that's why now I could start one business and in whatever industry, in a totally different sector, they would be successful, not because of just the industry, because my skill as a businessman, it gets transferred. Once I know how to quote unquote like fly a plane or drive a car, well, yeah, I can drive a Bentley, I could drive a SUV, I could drive a sport car. Once you know how to drive, once you know how to build a company, it's kind of the same. The last reason why I believe most business fail is the business owner, they don't know how to close. They don't know how to sell. They may be very passionate about an idea, they might be very creative, they may be inventor, but they don't have a skill, they don't have the ability to close, to persuade and convince. The ability to close is the number one skill you need in business, because everything you want in terms of resources, capital, employee, every single day you're closing. You're talking with a vendor, you're negotiating, you're closing. You are motivating employees, trying to sell them your vision, you're closing. You are talking with customers, you're closing. Without that ability, the business won't work. When you don't know how to close, you don't know how to produce revenue. Remember this, whoever can make it rain controls the game. If you know how to generate revenue, your business is fine. Then you can bring on the people, then you can bring on talents, then you can bring on a team. So the number one thing you got to figure out in your business, the number one key is you got to figure out your optimal selling strategy. It means how can you make that first profitable sale? That's the number one focus you need. When you can do that, you can make that first sale profitably, meaning let's say the sale is a $10,000 sale, and you can make the sale by spending $1,000 or $2,000 to acquire that customer. You've got a business, predictably. Until you figure a way to consistently and predictably make that first profitable sale, you don't have a fucking business. You have a hobby. You must have a predictable and consistent way of making their first profitable sale. You look at most businesses that fail. You ask them this question: do you have a predictable way of making your first profitable sale? They'll look at you blank. If you can answer that question and you can execute it and you can do it, your success rate just goes through the roof. Now then the next question is only once you can make the first profitable sale, now it's how you scale it. Where can I advertise more? Where can I market more? How can I bring on better people to help me sell more of this and close more? That first profitable sale. But most people don't think about that. They think about how can I make this better? Who cares about making this better? No one's buying a shit. If you just focus on being better, you're not working with clients, how are you gonna get better? You first gotta work with clients, so get experience, get real world experience. That's how you get better. So first, profitable sale. Your optimal selling strategy is the most important thing. And that's why most businesses fail. They have no clarity, the owner has no skill, and they don't have an optimal selling strategy. They only focus on the thing, the gadget, whatever the thing is, and that's why they fail. And you have no right. You can't blame. You don't know how to drive, You try to drive a car, you're going to crash. But when you learn that, when you know the skill, when you can master the business skill, when you have the optimal selling strategy, when you have clarity, now you can deliver value. Now you can build something beyond yourself, and that's how you make your business successful.